As a look at the news for now, I'm Matt Durzik for Beaver County Radio News, 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP and 1460 WMBA, also streaming worldwide at beavercountyradio.com.
Talk about what's happening in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum, 724-843-1888, 724-774-1888. It's Teleforum with Eddie Crow.
It is Teleforum. Here's how this works. When you got a question and you know who to get in touch with, and they actually show up, you keep track of that. We had questions this morning. The questions were to be posed to the Beaver County Treasurer, and she showed up. Please welcome to the program, assuming I get the right microphone. Sandy, are you there?
I'm here.
Right on. Right on.
You call and I come up.
Well, this is being live streamed on our social media, on our Facebook page. Thank you. Literally, we called this morning. Hey, what are you doing besides getting yelled at by hunters?
That's exactly what was happening.
I described it earlier, and tell me how close I am to reality. It's another example of the people that took the brunt had nothing to do with the decision.
We had nothing to do with it. Absolutely. But that's okay. That happens. And same with the dog licenses and, all of it. But what are you going to do?
Why did a new system, if you don't know what we're talking about yesterday was the day that we go and buy our deer licenses and doe tags and all of those things. Before this year, what was the system?
The system was that you mailed in this pink envelope.
Oh, she brought visual aids.
I bought props.
Right on.
So you mail in this pink envelope.
Mm-hmm.
We would go to the post office at 7 a.m., pick up trays of mail, and we would start processing these doe tags and sending them to the people that purchased them. So last year, on day one, we processed, let me give you a number, 517 doe licenses last year on the day one. Yesterday, we processed 120.
Why? Obviously, it's the treasurer's fault. The numbers change.
The system was down for at least 3 hours in our office. And then when it was working, it took about a half hour to process one. And I have 5 girls in the office processing. So we had people standing in line for about 3.5 hours.
How long, this is a personal question, is there anything that you would stand in line 3.5 hours for? Because for me, I can't think of anything. Not off the top of your head, right?
No, not off the top of my head. Right. Yeah, but these hunters are serious.
Were they becoming more disgruntled as the time went on?
Everybody was very cordial. Actually, I cannot stress enough how they made it fun. They knew that they had to be there, because they wanted to walk out with it. They did. Actually, the 30 people that were in line for the 2.5 hours, 3 hours,
mm-hmm.
they got on their cell phone and they tried to buy it online as they're standing in my office. And they were in the queue as like 67,000 the next person, So they knew that they wouldn't be able to get it online.
How did it finally get resolved? Did the system fix itself, which never happens?
In the afternoon, it started to get a little bit better, mm-hmm. and we were able to, print more. Probably 20 minutes it would take for one.
So you're talking about from the time I got to the counter, 20 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Why did a new system get put in place if seemingly the old system was with the pink envelope? Was there a problem that we don't remember?
The Game Commission tells us that it was the hunters who wanted to have the change. And I went to all of the sportsmen's clubs and asked them, did you want this? Yeah. And most of them said yes.
What's the benefit? What's the benefit had the system worked correctly?
To upgrade their system,
mm-hmm.
to make it more accessible online and to be able to use their credit card online rather than us processing this and then mailing it to you, which takes 7 to 10 days. So they wanted it instantaneously.
Is the system capable of doing
Well,
that?
I don't think what they realized
I
is
want to go 200 miles an hour, 3 wheels. It ain't happening, is it?
But what I think that they failed to realize is that if you buy it online, yeah, you're going to get you're going to buy it, but it's still going to take 7 to 10 days to come to you in the mail.
The post office.
It's still the same system. But so our office collects $1 for every tag that we process. So we're probably going to lose about $15,000 to $17,000 in revenue this year.
Because somebody will be able to do it online rather than come in.
Right. And with this whole new system, the Game Commission, we had 5 printers to print out doe tags, and that would spit them out real fast. So they put us down to 2. So now we have 2 printers in our entire
back
office.
Up. Who put you down to 2?
The Game Commission.
They only let you.
They said you can have 3 printers, but you have to buy the 3rd or lease it. And I said, I'm not going to lease equipment that I'm selling for you. Yeah, that makes no sense.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
You know, we can help you do your job that we're forcing you to do, but we're going to.
Yeah.
We're now. Yeah. So DNR is also an office supply shack.
I guess so. So we returned those printers.
How much? Please look this up for me. Please find out how much they wanted to pop you for a printer. Will you do that?
Well, it made no. I didn't care if it was $5. The taxpayers aren't paying for that. Not on my watch. I was just a flat no. Like, I didn't care how much it was.
The term is premium. We'll give you these for free, but if you want to upgrade it, you can upgrade it.
Yeah. So then they send out those printers that were in my office to Walmart, Dunham's, Dick's, so
the places you get your licenses.
Right. Yeah.
Was yesterday the most fun bad day you ever had?
You know what? It wasn't a bad day. I mean, if it would be if the hunters were mad, and they weren't mad at us. They were mad at the situation, and they recognized that it was the situation, not from us. We're trying to get the license out for them.
Forgive me for asking this. I don't hunt, so I don't know. If you didn't stand in line yesterday, does that mean you don't get a deer license?
No,
Is it a limited number?
Well, there are a limited number. So the licenses are sold by areas, and those areas are called WMUs, which is Wildlife Management Unit.
Always with the acronyms.
I know.
No, it's not you.
Yeah.
These areas, do I have to have a certain zip code to buy for a certain area?
It's where you want to hunt.
Okay.
So the area in which you want to hunt, say your camp is in Erie.
Okay.
Erie. So you want a certain WMU, and there's only so many in that area. So if you want that and there's only a limited number, you're going to try and get that as soon as you possibly can, because they will sell out.
And if I don't get one from where I want to hunt, that's just too bad, so sad.
Too bad.
Can I get one from not where I want to hunt, but somewhere else, and then do a little side trade? Let's say I want to hunt in Erie, you want to hunt in Washington County. I got a Washington County pass, you got an Erie pass. Can we swap, or
No.
does the DNR get all bent about that
yes,
too?
because it's registered in your name. The tag is registered in your name, and it's correlated with a CID number.
Of course, more acronyms.
That's just your tag number, and then your Social Security and your driver's license. So there are many means to find out whose tag that is and where you bought it. Yeah. Welcome to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
That was my next question. Sandy Egley, Beaver County Treasurer, is my guest. Is it 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or is it trying to fix a problem that didn't exist?
Well, I liked it the other way, only because I knew that I would be able to issue the hunters in Beaver County their tags, and I knew that what we were capable of. Right now, it's kind of up in the air, and I can't assure these hunters that they will be able to feed their family.
Wow, that got dark really quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
You're right. You're talking about providing for the table.
It's a serious thing for me. Yeah, it's a serious thing.
Was there anybody yesterday that tried to get a license that unless they bailed out, they got a license?
Unless they bailed out,
right.
Yes. We eventually got their license, and they left with a license in their hand.
Right.
Not mailing them in 7 to 10 days. They walked out of my office with a license. And I want to let you know, too, as of today, when I came up here, there was not a line in my office. So if you want your doe license,
get there now.
And you do not want to wait in line, come down to my office. We're open until 4:30, and we don't close for lunch.
What do you mean you don't close for lunch?
We take shifts.
You're a government business. Everybody closes for lunch.
No, we take shifts. My girls take shifts.
What do you expect today? It can't be as big a snafu as it was yesterday.
It was steady. We had a burst at 8:30 when we opened the door, but we took care of that, and so it's been a steady stream.
What should I have asked you that I didn't ask you, Sandy Egley, Beaver County Treasurer? Thank you for coming in. This was incredible. Well, the message I got was she said she's on her way. She has to get coffee. Did you get coffee?
Yeah.
All right. Duh.
Yeah.
I showed up.
I did.
What did
Thanks
I not?
for having me. I appreciate you coming up. Let me come up and talk about this, because I think it's really important that these hunters know that they can count on our office to do the best that we possibly can for them.
What do you want to say that you haven't said? You mentioned your office lost $17,000 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact that because of what you've done, the county has made way more than that.
We have.
Tell people that, because that to me, anytime I see any government anything come out with a statement saying, "Hey, we made money,"
right?
That's incredibly rare. Tell people.
So my office collects about $55 million in tax dollars per year. And I interview banks and get the best interest rate that I possibly can. And sometimes that fluctuates between the time of year and the bank. And I pin these banks together and get the best rate that I can. So the interest that I have collected off of $55 million this year is $1.7 million in interest. Free money put into the general fund to use as we wish.
It's weird to hear a treasurer use the term free money.
From interest.
You're right. Sandy
Send
Egley.
It over.
Sandy Egley is my guest. You'll come back and visit again?
Absolutely.
Thank
you for having me.
You'll bring more visual aids and props?
I will. Yes, always.
Go get your doe license. It's much better today. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Hi, folks. I'm with our good friend John Diagardi from Roe Monument. John, you were telling me earlier that people really should not rush into choosing a memorial for their loved one. Now, why is that?
We found that families need to take ample time to grieve first. Grief is not something that we get over, but rather something that we learn to live with. So the length of time to grieve varies from person to person.
You mentioned that the monument can't be placed right away.
That's right. There are certain things that need to take place before a monument can be installed. So it's really worth taking time to think about how to plan and design a memorial that truly reflects a person's life. It's actually a healing activity that helps to alleviate grief.
John, this makes a lot of sense.
It does. And when the time is right to proceed, not only can Roe Monument help families choose and design their memorial, we can help them save as much as 50% by eliminating the middleman.
Thank you, John. Folks, you can learn more simply by visiting RoeMonuments.com.
United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and America's largest non-governmental